In my experience, no. I started teaching English in 2004 and I took a TESOL course and I went to Taiwan and I taught there. So for me, I'd say it's not worth it. Of course, for you, I don't know, you got to answer that question yourself. This video focuses on Asia, so if you're thinking about teaching in Asia, then this is for you. If you're not thinking about teaching English, then maybe it's not for you. Okay, so I started teaching in 2004. I took a TESOL course and I went to Taiwan. And initially, when I met my first employer who hired me, he took a look, and I was interviewing with him, and he took a look at, he was considering everything, and I was like, hey, look, I got a TESOL certificate, and I'm prepared to teach, and he didn't care. Okay, he didn't care at all. He just wanted to know for sure that my diploma was legitimate and not a copy or a fake one. So, and then the next experience was when I got in the classroom. When I got in the classroom, did I think that it prepared me to teach? Not really, hardly at all, I would say. So, those are my first initial experiences with teaching and my experience with the TESOL course. So I'd say for you, if you're planning on taking one because you think it's going to make you more money, I'd say, yeah, yes, there are some schools that will pay you more money, but I'd say that they're in the minority, and the majority of positions out there, they don't care, you know? They don't care so much, and they're not going to pay you anymore because you have a TESOL certificate, okay? I had friends who, you know, even initially in Taiwan and or in Korea and China, I had friends in all those places who didn't have TESOL certification, and they're making just as much money as I was. So there's no you know, universal standard across the board that you got to make more money because you have one. Okay, a few schools will honor it. I can think of 2 schools right now that will pay more money because of it, and I'd estimate that I've applied for probably close to 100 jobs. That's positions in my years teaching. You know, I basically spent about 6 years abroad, teaching abroad, and I estimate I applied pretty close to probably 100 positions and interviewed at probably close to 40, and I've worked at more than 20 schools as either, you know, a part-time substitute or full-time contracted teacher. Okay, and only one of those schools distinctly offered me more money because of my TESOL certificate. I mean, schools will offer you more money if you have experience. Okay, however, yeah. So that was my experience. I do, like I said, there are a few schools that will pay more if you do have that. So, you know, your experience could be different. That just depends. I would say if you're thinking about taking one because you think it's going to get you a better job, I would say that's also not a good reason to take one. Why? Because, well, you have to think about what's a better job, you know, a better ESL job. Maybe working like in an international school, which is considered like a more prestigious position. I would say in those situations, yeah, they'll be looking for better qualifications, and even more important probably than qualifications would be experience, you know. So they're going to be looking for experienced teachers and, yeah, and qualified teachers in the sense that they're probably looking for certified teachers. So a TEFL certificate doesn't compare to if you have an education degree or an education background. Okay, that's generally considered in most places far more favorable than a TESOL course or TEFL certificate. Okay, so yeah, so I'd say if you want to take one because you think it's going to give you a better job, maybe that's possible. I mean, you can get lucky. Anybody can get lucky, right? But I'd say for the jobs that are considered more prestigious, maybe university jobs or international school jobs, they're going to be looking for people who have a lot of experience, a lot of qualifications, and if you have no experience and you have a TEFL certificate, or you're TEFL certified or TESOL certified or whatever, yeah, you might get lucky, but anybody can get lucky, and you'll be up against competition that has, you know, years of experience and possibly better qualifications. So that's yeah, my point of view. The last reason why you might want to take one is because you want to learn. You know, I'd say that's a good intention. Okay, and you should know that there's a ton of information out there already that's free. You know, the internet, there's tons of information out there. So I'd say everything that you can learn in a course, you could find online for free. If you're willing to dig and take the time, you can do it. You can find it for free. It's going to take you time, for sure. Or you could read books. Okay, if you like to read, I'd recommend getting a few books and start reading. You could buy probably a couple good books and spend maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks compared to maybe a couple $1,000 for a TESOL certificate. And okay, you'll have a piece of paper, but you'll learn just as much, if not more, if you just spend 30, 40, 50 bucks on a few books, you know, and save yourself money. Other than that, what else? I'd say TESOL, there's a fair number of TEFL and TESOL providers out there that I would say they use fear in some sense to sell their courses. Now, I'm not saying all providers are like that, but there's a certain degree, a certain percentage of them that do. And what I mean by that is, if you look at these courses and they'll say guaranteed job placements and that sort of thing, I'd say generally in Asia it's not very difficult to get a job. Okay, so you know, if you're, you know, most people going abroad, it's probably a little scary at first, you know. Like, hey, I'm going to a foreign country, I've never been to a foreign country, and what about teaching? I don't even know about teaching. So you're scared, you know, you get some fear about it, and they know that, so they're focused on marketing that to you, you know. So know that. What else? So yeah, for me, wasn't worth it. If I was gonna do it again, yeah, I wouldn't, you know. If I was gonna follow the same path that I did, I wouldn't have taken one, you know. I probably would have just, yeah, maybe bought some books, or in the beginning spent more time watching other teachers teach, you know. So, you know, sit in on their classes, that kind of thing. So if it's worth it for you or not, I don't know. You gotta check it out, do your research, and find out for yourself, you know. There's a link at the bottom of the video I posted to an article that I wrote. You can get a little bit more information about TESOL courses and if they're worth it for you. Okay? Thank you.